Welcome to Essential Oils and Kids. I'm Tash. I'm a Gold doTERRA leader. I'm a sports massage therapist. I have a diploma in aromatherapy and I have two beautiful children. I started with doTERRA when I was pregnant with the little baby. You can see Charlie cuddling there. So he got oils even before he was born, doTERRA oils. And actually today I was sorting through some things and I found a shopping list on the back of a photo, a picture I'd drawn, and it said, essential oils, find one safe for pregnancy. And so this was the year before I found doTERRA. So I was already kind of a bit, I guess you could say, crunchy or naturally minded. I was already using, I didn't have to rely on medicine to help Charlie. Like, the first time he had antibiotics he was about 7 or 8. So we got through most of it and Oliver's never had any. So we've done pretty well, but he's been with the oils. So I'm going to be sharing lots of pictures of them because it's cute. And hopefully we'll learn a lot about how to use oils safely and why we would want to use oils and what the benefits are of using oils for our kids, how it helps them. And truly, as a mum, how it helps us, I think. maybe more importantly, maybe not. Okay, let's see. So here's the first one. So I just put this there because I like to be dramatic. If you wouldn't eat it, don't buy it, people. Now, I didn't even know about this when I got doTERRA. I didn't even know you could eat an essential oil. This was completely foreign. I think it took me a couple of months to try my first drop of Zengest. I have Zengest here somewhere. I use it all the time. I had pregnancy constipation, 1 drop in water did the trick for me. And from that moment, I realized that I had been missing out on something that's so simple and gentle and easy to use. But all that to say is you don't have to. It's just that if what should normally be edible, for example, if you have a lemon and you buy an essential oil, that's lemon essential oil, it should be edible. If it isn't, there's a problem. And that's the whole theory of why we trust doTERRA, is because they help us the most as consumers know what's in it. And so that's one of the big things. So what is an essential oil? Let's just go over that. So essential oils are effective, natural, and safe. They should be. So when obviously we're talking about doTERRA, so if you have, do you all have some peppermint nearby? I know some people have got little peppermint like samples. I'm just going to use the sample because if you need to copy, it's easier for you to copy, and you really don't need a lot with peppermint. So you can see in the picture, if I do that, can you see my cursor or not?
Yes.
So you can see it. So this is obviously the peppermint leaf. So what we want is something so pure that we could go up into the peppermint field and grab it. And when we crush it, the smell comes from these tiny little oil sacs. And the oil sacs are what repair the plant. It's the plant's immune system, it's the plant's life force, it's what the plant instinctively releases when it's under threat, under attack. So it has this great all-encompassing like force field vibe about it, essential oils. So we can use our essential oils when we're sensing danger or when we feel stressed and we need a second as mums to like calm down. We can use the oils emotionally, and like most simply, it's easy to understand how we use it physically because of how it works with our chemistry. So if you want to join in, you can 4 little taps like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is peppermint. And this just shows you how gentle true oils are on the skin. It should be so gentle. We're going to talk about diluting because we do dilute for children, but really, so what's happening when it's on our hands? And just enjoy that. I actually quite like it on my head when I'm doing a workshop because it keeps me focused. Now you can see the picture of the cell here. So what's happening is it's absorbing into our cells. So it's going through our body Now, in the aromatherapy training I did, some schools of thought think it goes to every cell in the body. I don't know. I just think it has the opportunity to go where it wants to go, and it does some good on its way. So we're going to want to reapply oils, but the really cool part is that because they are naturally, the immune system of plants, they're naturally antiviral. They're naturally antifungal, some are antibacterial, and they each have a different use in our medicine cabinet. And the ones that are good for the antiviral stuff, we're going to want to be applying if we have a viral threat. And so if we know what's happening, we can choose oils and we can just keep applying. Consistency is key, but a little goes a long way. So 1 drop of peppermint oil that you have in your hand is the equivalent of 28 cups of peppermint tea. So everyone just take a little lick. So on the hand that's now nearly empty of peppermint, just that should be enough to freshen your breath. I'm getting some nods. I can't see everyone. I'm just gonna check. I think I've like jumped ahead there. I just want to check if I can see everybody. Oh, that's nice. So, hi Vanessa, I see that you jumped on. Okay, hi. Thanks for joining. Right, let me just go back to a smaller view of people. So if you have any questions, just chat them in the comments or unmute yourself, that's fine. Okay, so they're natural, safe and effective. And they're 100% safe and pure. So obviously in this workshop, we're talking about using oils on kids. And obviously for me, I was using it from the word go. The baby, I gave birth in the next room. We home birthed. Baby pops out. We were oiling up straight away because we wanted the healing power on him, on me, in me. And so one of the oils that I really, really recommend if you're listening to this for babies is Balance. And you can see in the little picture, unless everyone's faces is covering up. This is what we use for like nappy rash, but anything skin and anything stress, Balance is so good. And we've spoken about don't buy oils unless you can eat them. But there's another layer to it as well. So most of the oils on the market are synthetic, and that's just the way it is. The label can say this, that, and the other, but the truth is, unless it's got the test results, we don't know. Then we've got food grade, which is good. That's good. So that's what's put in our toothpaste, that's put in our beer, that's put in our drinks, you know, but still, we don't know whether the oil is going to have the right chemical constituents for health and healing. So we have something called CPTG. So this is certified pure therapeutic grade. It means it's above and beyond organic, even though most of the countries are indigenous, so they don't have that labeling, but that testing proves it. And we know there's nothing else in it except for the oil. Then we know that the constituents do what they're supposed to do. So we have lavender that actually helps a sunburn. Okay, so most tested and most trusted. So this is kind of fun. This is a video, so we can kind of watch it together and just wave at me if you can't hear the sound when I press play. And I kind of thought it would be fun. This is when, if you haven't got a drink of water nearby, just run off and grab one, because I'll just waffle for like 20 more seconds. But I thought we could be kind of sniffing and enjoying wild orange. I'll give you a couple of different ways to enjoy it while we're watching where it actually comes from in Brazil. And you can see the luscious green and like the environment. You can just like imagine being there and realize the quality of the orange is pretty fantastic. Now, I know we've all got peppermint on our hands already. But personally, I really like the combination of peppermint and orange. I really love it. But if you wanted to, while we're watching the video, you could get a glass of water and maybe 4 or 5 taps, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might do a few more of orange. Orange isn't as strong as peppermint. If you're going to choose peppermint, just like 2 taps would be enough. And then you can enjoy drinking. Or you could just put 4 taps or 5 taps on your hand and be a human diffuser and just be, it's so good. Just be enjoying it while we're watching the video, okay? I'll just play about a minute's worth. So choose how you want to do it and wave at me if you can't hear anything, okay? got sound?
We found that the South
Okay.
Brazil has
Yeah.
a perfect climate for citrus growth. The ideal place for growing high quality citrus, so the finest possible quality, and as a consequence, produce the best possible citrus oils in the world.
Is it?
That's my Tash.
Tash,
6 slide, okay? So,
I was born in Sicily myself. I
she
moved
needed
to
it.
Brazil when I was very young. I was 5 years old, quite a long time ago.
Mm.
And my great-grandfather started producing citrus essential oils in Sicily in 1870. That's a date that he started to do that. At that time, my great-grandfather was extracting citrus essential oil by the sponge method, which was
yes.
What about me?
You're not on.
What's she doing this with?
Okay, I've only played a minute, and it's like 5 minutes long. So if anyone wants the link, just Google doTERRA wild oranges on YouTube. But he's basically saying that his great grandfather used to make essential oils by hand. So he literally would squeeze out the essential oil to get the goodness. Thankfully, we don't have to do that anymore.
If it's organic.
Oh, this happened. Sorry,
If it's organic.
I've got butterfingers.
Hmm? If it's organic.
Right.
Just do
Maybe it's one of you guys talking in the background. That's all right. It's not my fault. Okay, so we've learned what essential oils are. They're safe, natural, and pure compounds we can use for our health, both emotionally and physically. We know that sourcing really, really matters, and that's basically like the crux of why doTERRA exists, to find oils grown indigenously. So now we have the oils, we're happy with our choice. How do we use them for our children? And my experience of using them on my kids for the last 4 years is just that they know what they want, they know what they don't want, and I wouldn't recommend pushing that boundary. And most of the time they actually really, really love playing with the oils, and they are their own best healers when presented with something as good as this. They know what they want and they know what they're doing. And if they decide peppermint helps them sleep, go for it. Now, you know, normally peppermint would wake us up in the morning, but sometimes all our body chemistries are different. So I'm going to give you ideas. I'm going to share some of my stories and various different things that we use oils for. But just know that when you allow your kids to play with oils, you're also helping them become their own healer for when they're older, and that's quite powerful as well. So this dilution chart is quite useful. It's also in our team ebook. If you are on our Facebook group, we have a team ebook that you can just download straight away. Kids can take the oils internally. So you just want to dilute it, but they could enjoy it like if they would normally, or if you're trying to not have like orange squash or anything like that, you could use the essential oil, and it's really healthy. And we drink the oils because it tastes good, but we drink it because the constituents bind to the toxins we're all trying to get rid of. You know, we're all trying to detox environmental toxins and toxins just from all the stuff. So know that the essential oils are just going to be helping us, and they're helping our kids, but they just need an awful lot less. And one really great thing to have are these touch ones. So in the picture, you can see the line there. That's all our top 10 oils, but in rollable form. And that just means it's been diluted in fractionated coconut oil, and you can just go straight to the skin. This is actually Manuka, which is a really nice essential oil that I'm putting all over me. Oh, it smells so good. But it's kind of handy to have rollables. Most of the mums I know buy the neat oil and make them up themselves. It's more affordable to do that, but you can buy them ready done from doTERRA. I will also add that I do also sometimes use oils neat on my children, and I do it mindfully because my littlest has some skin sensitivities, which I'm going to share with you later on. We've had a really long battle with eczema, but for example, occasionally when they run down and they get a fever, peppermint essential oil is just amazing for lowering that fever. It does it like nothing else I've ever used, but I find that neat really does help. And then I might leave it 5 minutes and then put some coconut oil on top if I'm worried about the skin, so that the oil can drive really deep into the bloodstream and just like whoosh, go for it and cool them down. And occasionally frankincense is part of some protocols that I might use neat, but on the whole, we're always dilute for children. Oh yeah, and I put this note on, so I've moved your faces. I don't know how to move you back. But at the bottom of the screen, which you're now covering, I think it says the sunlight sensitivity. So doTERRA doesn't remove anything from their oils. They have complete integrity with that, which means the part of a citrus oil that most other manufacturers remove is in there. So don't use it in the sunshine. So you don't want to like massage, lime essential oil on you and then sunbathe. You will get a nasty burn. You can put sun cream on the top, or you could just use a different oil. If you really want a citrus, green mandarin is a great choice that isn't photosensitive. So next slide. Okay. So I am a massage therapist, so I really do enjoy massaging my children. And I don't know whether that's just because it's my job and I love it, or whether I'm sure it's just quite an instinctive thing to do for kids. I think it's just one of the nicest bonding things you can do. So I'm going to give you some tips. Again, I'm really happy for you to interrupt me in this and ask questions if I've missed something obvious that I should have shared. But there's kind of different ways we massage, and then we could call this topical use, but really it's massage. And so the first way we use it, I find, is to be reactive. So I'm like, my little 4-year-old's just smacked his head into a wall, which happens more than I'd like to admit. And I'm like, okay, got to do something. And like the most amazing results happen if I get there within 60 seconds. It's like it never existed. If the bruise has started to come, we can still bring it right down, but it might take a day or two to go. And those oils I would use are lavender, frankincense, and then also, if you have it, helichrysum is an amazing addition for anything that has an open wound, so blood related, and anything that needs heavy reduction in inflammation. So the lavender is a mild analgesic. So lavender, it smells great, so it's going to calm their nerves when they're in pain, but it's going to help the pain. Frankincense is anti-inflammatory, and then helichrysum is like double frankincense anti-inflammatory. So those three are the ones we probably use most often for bumps. I would use the same for a burn, same recipe. I would use the same for bites and stings and wasp stings. I know some people add Roman chamomile for wasp stings, and you can use Google. Sometimes I just Google because I'm in a rush, wasp sting, what do I do, and then just grab the oils. And if you don't have it, if in doubt, we say if in doubt, frankincense. So go to frankincense and lavender. So these are like the reactive things, and that's when I might use them neat and then put the coconut oil on top once I know the essential oil is going to stop the blood. But I think their skin needs some coconut oil, put it on top. Or sometimes, my oldest son is 10 now, sometimes he can take the neat oils. And what happens when we dilute an essential oil, we make the molecules bigger. So if you imagine the essential oil is like a teeny molecule. So when we put it on neat, say I bump my head, it goes in really fast and really deep and travels. When we add fatty coconut oil, it clings to the skin, which actually in many ways makes a lot of sense if it's a skin issue, if you want it here. But if you had a headache and you're using peppermint for your headache, because you're, as we do as mums, we sometimes get a bit frustrated and get a headache. Neat is so refreshing, it's so nice. And I've got the most sensitive skin in the world, and peppermint, I'll just maybe put it in my hairline sometimes, and I'm completely fine with it neat. So, play around with your oils. Don't be afraid to do it differently from me. And know that, you've just got the purest, most gentlest option. So do as you want there. Checking I haven't missed anything. Oh yeah, and then the other thing is I will carry these oils with me. So if you know me, I have a little blue bag and I have a whole host of random stuff in there, but I've always got lavender, frankincense, zenjess, on guard and peppermint. I've always got those, and I have them in various forms. So that if someone was to, I don't know, I just feel like I've touched something really gross or like, and I can't wash my hands, I will grab my On Guard essential oil and I can literally just use the oil straight away on my hands. This is my antiseptic. This is cleaning. It's got clove. It's got cinnamon, orange, rosemary. We're going to talk about On Guard a bit later, but I carry that on me. So I'm reacting. I know it's not massage, but it's that topical use for kind of covering. I hope this is helpful so far. But also for my kids, it's really nice as well to know that if they're about to eat something and they've just been to public toilets and I'm just not happy that they've washed their hands right, I can put On Guard all over them. And actually I have it in a spray bottle. I have the hand sanitizing spray, and it just means as a mum, I can just relax a bit knowing that that's done as much good as hand soap could do. Yeah.
On the, I have a question. On the lavender, frankincense, and the helichrysum that you mentioned for like open wounds or bruises, do you have that in a roller ball, or do you just put a few drops of each in your hand and rub it wherever they hurt?
Yeah, so I have both. So when I'm out and about, I have a roller ball that has my little one. He takes it to nursery with him. That's his roller ball, all of them in. But when I'm at home, I have like my oil station, and I'm usually like, can't find his nursery bag, so then I'll go and just make it really quickly. I might even get the oil and just do that, or just tap it so the tiniest amount, because you don't need a whole drop obviously, but when you're like in an emergency, you just do whatever.
Okay.
And that reminds me, it was a good question. When I first started, I didn't have rollerballs. I didn't have like all the stuff. I just would get an egg cup and pour a tiny bit of whatever oil you cook with, you know, the carrier, and then I would add the oil to that so that then I could dip my finger in and apply and reuse it until he was better. Okay, so that's reactive. You see this picture in the middle. Charlie came home, he'd been scootering home and his legs were aching and he was like, Mommy, my legs ache. So I was like, well, I'll take a quick picture, because it wasn't super emergency, and I was into my Instagram, as I still am, let's be honest, and so I took a picture of it, made him wait, and then we used peppermint for his legs, because peppermint's really nice, boosts his energy, because it's always a bit, after school was always a bit of a for him, which is why we homeschool now. But yeah, so peppermint, and it helps blood flow, so it's gonna help the muscles, but it was a bit milder than deep blue, which is quite a strong smell. Some kids just don't like it. So that's the middle one. And then on the right hand side, Charlie, he's so kind at posing for photos for me. So on the right hand side, so this is my Aroma Touch massage. And this is something I really, really, really believe in for families. You can even do it on yourself as a mum. You don't have to have someone to give it to you. Just, I did myself a massage today. I used different oils. I used a different protocol. I literally just shook it in my hand, rubbed it on my back. Next oil, shook it in my hand, rubbed it on my back. I did it really quickly. Now Charlie's 10, he will sit still for maybe, I've got 5 minutes, so he will let me maybe do a few massage strokes and like massage his ears, help him wind down. We don't do it every day. I'm a sporadic person, but you know, I think that doing this sort of thing once a week, twice a week is just healthy for the body, because the Aroma Touch massage, it's a protocol of oils. So you've got Balance Blend, lavender, you've got On Guard, tea tree, deep blue, Aroma Touch, which is another massage blend, and it finishes with orange and peppermint. And those are designed to be applied on the body one at a time, and it brings the body into homeostasis. So if the body's been stressed, it's going to help. And so no matter what age people are, no matter what they're in, everyone needs to be a little bit less stressed. So we apply that as our proactive. I've written daily habit. We use oils all the time. I wouldn't say we do massages every single day in this house, even though if I just turn the camera, you can see this is our massage area. So this is my little pop-up home couch. And then in the background, you can see the oil box. This is they're pre-diluted ones. And then in the kitchen, we have the neat ones. So I have everything as easy as possible, which I know not most people do, so it's hard. But you can see when we first started, we were just on a bed. And so Charlie's on the bed. This is 4 years ago, this picture was taken. And we're just doing the massage there, and that's completely fine. I don't think any more questions on that. I'm going to move on, but if you have questions, I'm not reading the comments, so if I need to, just let me know, Sam. I'll read them at the end. Okay, so supplements is really important. So this isn't kids and oils, but I think it's nice to know that the company that you buy your oils from understand that our health does not begin with an essential oil. I think it's nice that they acknowledge that with the best will in the world, food, rest, movement, feeling free in our bodies, that's the foundation of health. So we have some whole food supplements. And all I can say about them is that they taste really good. They do have a tiny bit of cane sugar. So I know some people really want no sugar, so just know that there is cane sugar in there. But it means that they love them, and they're like sweets for the children. They're like, please, I want that, I want that. So they eat it, so that's good. And it tastes like watermelon. But it has everything in whole food form, so nothing is synthetic. Everything is naturally derived. And for a 4-year-old, they would take 2 of these a day. Charlie now actually takes the adult ones because he can swallow pills. But Ollie, he's just 4, so he's just gone to 2 a day. I really feel like this and a couple of other things that we do every day, including the oils, makes all the difference. Oliver's health has been up and down because of his eczema, and I'll go into that. We did have to use some medications. I'm going to just share, honestly, my story with you. But that does take a tax on the body, which lowers the immune system. So I feel like we've been building him up with this, Migas, and I also made an elderberry syrup in the winter, and I added some On Guard blend to that, and he would have a spoonful every day in the winter. So that was another thing that we do. And the PB Assist is just a really delicious probiotic. There's no sugar in that. That's sweetened with xylitol. And again, it tastes really nice. It tastes like it is nice sugar. And it's a double encapsulated probiotic, so it actually gets to the gut rather than just die in the tummy. So that's the supplements. Oh, and some adults do take these supplements as well if they don't like swallowing pills. Just add that. Okay, immune system. My hands smell super on guardy because I was demonstrating how I use it. This is like, if you're here, I know some of you are new, and you just want, maybe you're like curious about the oils and you're thinking, oh, I might like one. This is the oil. If you had to choose one, I think this one for a parent to be able to help the immune system. We just had some icky stuff this week, and On Guard has just been busting in the diffusers. And the whole house smells incredible. It smells like Christmas. It's cinnamon, it's clove, it's orange. So good. And you can use it 3 ways. So you have it now. You should have it in a little one. Again, you can pimp up your orange water now. If you had water to start with, then you could just add maybe like 2. How brave are you? If you like spicy things, add a bit more. I find that because it has cloves, it could catch the lips. So, just know that. Normally, I'd use hot water, dissolve it with some honey, because the honey binds to the oils, and then it doesn't like float on the top. But because we're just here, and I didn't think everyone wanted a tea kettle break, so, but I'm used to it. So, another clever friend of mine, she puts it in a jam jar and shakes it so it disperses better. So that's another idea for drinking. And what you can do also is the picture in the middle says that you can use On Guard in a capsule. So again, I use capsules all the time for all sorts of different things. We have recipes for everything. So for Charlie, so Charlie's 10, if he so much as sneezes or coughs, he will get something to swallow and something put on him. And usually it's On Guard. On Guard would be the first choice, especially if you're just starting out, because normally in all our kits we have On Guard, so that's the obvious one. They have a few other supplements which sometimes I use. When we first got started with doTERRA, Charlie had some warts on his hands, and I'd been trying for years to get rid of them, and I had bought other essential oils to use, just I didn't know about doTERRA at the time. And so what worked for him was GX Assist. I've left it in the kitchen, but that is a very hard shelled capsule of oregano, melaleuca, and a couple of other blends, a bit like On Guard, but up a notch with the oregano in there too. And that just killed whatever was inside him, causing the viral warts, and they just went within a couple of weeks. So yeah, taking oils internally is miraculous sometimes, but we just find nip it in the bud at the first sign of anything. And as a daily rule, we use On Guard somehow. So we either diffuse it, we take it internally or in a drink, or I'm using it in my hand spray when I'm out and about, or most often I'm just massaging it on my kids at some point, morning or night, so they've got On Guard in their bloodstream. Any questions about On Guard? Oh yeah, at the bottom I'm reminding myself, for very, very little children. So I know my friend Clem, her littlest at 1 or 2 years old could take the beadlets. So we have On Guard beadlets, and doTERRA's made a 1/4 drop of the On Guard blend in a tiny, tiny little beadlet. And she was, my Oliver would not, he would not do it. But she was eating them so happy. She would pop it in her mouth. She wouldn't mind the taste. So they're all different. Children are all different. As long as they get it around them, on them, or in them somehow, you know, that's helping their immune system. Okay, so this is the eczema story. So this, I haven't actually shared this story anywhere before. It's been 3 years since, or maybe a bit less, since he fully recovered. I think the photo on the right, he's almost 2. But from 4 months old, suddenly he just started getting bad eczema, and we didn't know why. And when you are somebody that's very natural and somebody that doesn't like making a fuss at the doctors and wouldn't normally go for anything less than I'm dying, it was very hard for me. And I think it was good. It taught me a lot of humility, and to understand that sometimes we don't understand the human body and we try everything. And there are times when medicine is the right thing. Even if you think it's the wrong thing, it's the right thing because it eases the stress. And so I'm going to, the beginning of the story, I did try and use natural things, and we had oils and I was trying, but I felt like the oils were just aggravating it. And so people always ask me, what do you do for eczema? What do you do for eczema? And sometimes I say, you do nothing. Sometimes you just have to let the body do its thing with eczema. And we found some various creams. The doctor prescribed some natural homemade stuff. And so we did that protocol, and that was okay. And I was always trying to make different recipes with shea butter and coconut oil and a bit of this oil, a bit of that oil. And it was all okay. But then when he started eating, so he was 1 year old, he started taking the probiotic powder. And it was becoming more and more clear he had a food allergy, and that was causing it. And he'd been off. He could hardly eat anything, to be honest. No bread stuff, no gluten, no dairy, all this stuff. And it was super stressful. I don't know if anyone else has had this, but as a mum, it's hard enough being a mum, let alone having food allergies. And then one day I just thought to myself, well, maybe the Terrazyme, being a digestive enzyme, maybe that would help him. And maybe I read it somewhere. I don't remember why. It just came to me like a wave of inspiration. And so I emptied a 1/4 capsule of Terrazyme into his probiotic thing, and I added a little bit more xylitol, the natural sweet, shook it up, and he would take it. And within 1 week, his skin was clear for the first time since he was 4 months old. And so I'm just sharing that to share that, you know, maybe you're here because you want to help your family naturally. Maybe you guys have some chronic stuff going on, and sometimes it's okay to go to the doctor and get the medicine, and it's not failing, because I think stress can be just as stressful as taking medicine. So you have to choose your poison. but also to never give up, and to always just keep being curious and keep trying, you know. And I remember I was just thinking, what could I try? Would he even take the Terrazyme? Would it work? And it was just a ticket for Oliver. And I wanted to share, just in case it would help someone here, or maybe you'll meet someone that's going through something, and maybe, you know, it will help them. But yeah, it's just sharing that story. I hope that's useful to see. And he actually doesn't even need to still take them today. He can go, he rarely needs to take that. His body regulated itself. It started producing the enzymes itself, and now he can eat everything and he never gets any problems. So it's pretty amazing, pretty amazing. Okay, let me just move on to the next page. Okay, yes, so we're nearly at the end, everybody, and we will have some questions. But I wanted just to throw in a slide for the mum, because I really believe with all my heart that a healthy, happy mum is the beginning of a healthy, happy kid. I know it doesn't equal, you can't just be like, oh yeah, if you're happy, they'll be happy. We all know that's not true. But I think without mum being taken care of, with the best will in the world, we can't truly take care of our children. So I'm just going to share what doTERRA have created here, which is the wellness pyramid. And again, this is just doTERRA being honest and saying, yeah, it does not start with an essential oil, people. It starts with food. And we kind of all know it starts with food. And I'm not here to, I've shared a picture of vegetables, because that's the sort of most non-offensive thing to share. Not to say that I don't eat other foods, because I like all the foods. But you know, we all know that we just need to be more aware of where the food comes from and how processed it's been, and as close to nature as possible, you know, as close to wild biodynamic farming as possible is good. And with the best will in the world, we can't get all the nutrition. So on the right hand side of the screen, I've shared doTERRA's adult supplements. It's called the Lifelong Vitality. It even comes with a 30-day money back guarantee, because it is that good. And yeah, it's the bee's knees. Everything is completely whole food. So like most supplements will give you folic acid, which is a no-no. What we want is folate, and their folate comes from lemon peel. So they truly get it, and it's very Ayurvedic. I can't even say that word, but it means that they honor the digestive system first. So it has digestive enzymes, because if you can't digest the supplements, you can't absorb them into the body. Anyway, you've got your omegas, you've got everything you need. Then the alpha CRS is our mitochondria food. So that's our energy powerhouse. That's amazing. I also love Mito Max. That's just a little side note if you've heard of that. I'd try that, it's really good. Okay, next one, exercise, or I like to say movement, because I'm not an exercise fanatic and it makes me feel better. But I do believe in feeling like free in our own body, you know, not feeling like ache, you know, that achiness, that. And again, the aroma touch massage is good, self-massage, stretching. Rest and managing stress. I've got a picture of a diffuser. You know, self-massage again, self-care, self-love, and just making a happy vibe in the home, getting orange on everybody, you know, it's just a nice feeling. And then reducing our toxic load. So this, some people have heard of this phrase, some people haven't, and it basically just means that our bodies should be detoxification systems, but because we're bombarded with so many toxins, sometimes they get stuck in our liver, in our kidneys, sometimes they're lodged in our fat tissue. And so as we get rid of toxins, we actually find that we feel really quite energetic and quite healthy, and we start to sleep better and feel well. And the easiest thing we can do is ditch and switch. So that means cleaning products, body care products, face beauty stuff. Ditch, when you've run out, ditch the chemical brand and go for a more natural brand. And doTERRA have options to look at. And they have cleaning options, and then proactive medical care. So knowing when to go to the doctor and when that you can manage it yourself, just being empowered. And usually you need a couple of resource books as well. Books and a box and a book, box of oils and a book. That's what you need to be proactive and empowered to know what you're doing. Okay, so I'm going to share the kits. Most people will get kits of oils because the bundles together are cheaper. Then I'm going to share one more slide, 2 more slides after that, and then it'll be questions. Okay, everybody. So, but you can just pay £24 and like just buy 1 bottle of On Guard. That would be fine too. But here's the kit choices. So the one on the left is our mini kit, our sample kit, 5 ml oils. So you will get 80 drops in each bottle, and you've got lemon, oregano, peppermint, deep blue, the pain one, that's always 5 ml. Tea tree, breather, it's called air for respiratory, great in the diffuser. On Guard, we've spoken about, lavender and frankincense. The same oils then get an upgrade, bigger bottles and a diffuser. And then you've got like what I call the professional kit. So sometimes people like to talk to me about the doTERRA as a business. And so then this is like a kit that then they would have a bit more of a choice. So you get a bit more of everything and all the products and all the supplements and all the cleaning stuff. So that's the kit. So just talk to the person that invited you here if you want something. Okay, and there's a few promos in June. So the 2 bigger kits come with these oils free. So that's Citrus Bliss, Citrus Bloom, which I'm a little bit in love with. It's got like magnolia and Roman chamomile and bergamot in it, and then lemon and a natural deodorant. You also get a book. Like I said, you need a box and a book. And wellness consultation with the person that invited you here. Our Facebook group, there's a couple hundred people in there now. We all help each other with questions. There's like years and years and years worth of questions that you can search through straight away, and an ebook to download immediately. So, and then we do classes like this, just sort of like dotted about the year really, and on request. Okay, so those of you that are here that already have your doTERRA account, and you get 25% off everything, but did you know you can save even more money? And I did a little bit of searching through our Facebook groups, and I found some of the pictures on the right hand side, and so I thought I'd share what some people do and the things that some people get free, because I know like sometimes when you're used to buying oils maybe at Holland and Barrett's or Boots, it's just another world, doTERRA, right? So I totally get that. But they do make it much more affordable with the loyalty rewards program. So you start off with getting 10% back on your purchase, plus 4 points for the postage. So every time you order, you get 4 points, and 1 point is £1. So you're getting £4 back, plus 10% of your order to begin with, which is unheard of if you compared it to Boots. Boots was like 1 penny for £1. Anyway, and then you also, every month you order so much, you get a free oil. So this month we all got peppermint beadlets. Thank you, doTERRA. And most people use their points to buy their really precious oils on their wish list, the things that they really want that just feel like, you know, a little bit too special, or the skincare, things that they feel are a bit more of a treat, they can buy it for free. And also gifts for friends, it's quite useful. And some people stock up on items, like my friend Kathy, this giant, great, big order in the middle, that's her. She's been doing doTERRA for about, I guess, 8 years now. So she really knows what she likes, and she has a large family. And then the bottom right picture is my friend, who she actually said in her post that she didn't have any money left over after Christmas, but she had lots of points, and she managed to get all of those things for 2p. So let me show you how she did it. So she just bought a pack of lip balms. Everything else she got free with her points that she'd been saving all year. And then because she shares oils just a little bit, she had £12.78, see that there, in her commissions. And so the order was 2p. So go on the loyalty rewards program. It is just the most generous program in the world. And there's no like, you don't have to order every month. You can even pause it if you want to, and you can just buy one thing. So there's not even like a minimum there. Just one thing a month makes you a loyal customer. Okay. Last thing, then questions. So we just wanted to share a special thing for people here that are already finding themselves talking about the oils with their friends and kind of thinking, oh, this person would love the oils. This person, I want to just gift them everything. We've created a way that you can gift and treat your friends. We're doing a super fun summer spoil yourself event. It's all online, all super easy on Facebook. And your friends, you'll be given 5 goodie bags each if you want to participate. And your friends will all get a bundle of little samples, education every day from us, daily prizes. It's just, we've done one a couple of years ago, and I just remember it being the most fun week. Like every day I wake up excited to see what people have tried out and what they've found about the oils. And also for you, it just means that you could earn a little bit of money to go towards the oil addiction that is starting. So that's what, so talk to the person that invited you here if you want more information. Okay, I'm in the comments now. Questions. Let me just see if I can get comments on. Okay. Feel free to unmute yourselves if you have a question as well. Yes, say helichrysum does stop bleeding. It really is quite miraculous for bleeding wounds. Again, it is a precious oil, so save up your points to buy it, but it's brilliant for wound care. Do you have a mixed rollable for those? I think, Shana, you asked me that already, didn't you? Okay, let me just, oh, that's the next one. That's not this workshop. Wait, I'm just going to stop share a second. So that is the end of essential oils in kids. And again, if you have any questions, feel free. I do. Oh, hello. Hi, Isla. Did you get to try the oils too? Oh, not yet. I'm gonna just wait a minute. If you think of a question, just ask or type. But I always do an intro to the business as well, just because I find it useful. I find it as a mum, the biggest blessing for my family ever, this business. So I'm gonna cover what it looks like, how much you can earn, like what you do, that kind of thing. And that's 15 minutes. So if you want to stay for that, feel free. But I totally get, that's the end of essential kids. Yes, Charlotte, yes.
So my little boy, he's got a blister on his foot at the moment, which is quite bad actually. What would you think would be the best thing to put on it to help it heal? Because it's so sore for him, but he's only 2.
Wow, yeah, that's really hard. Okay, let me see. I don't know if blisters, I've got my book. This is, do you have one of these?
I have got one of those, yeah.
Have you tried, is it in it, or have you already tried that?
Look, but I just wondered if obviously you knew off the top of your head if there was something that would be good to maybe help that heal faster, or...
Well, I know what I would grab if I was like in desperate need, and usually it's lavender and frankincense. It's just off the top of my head, but let's just see, because I like to learn too. And no, it's not written in here. I think anything that's struggling to heal, it is, and if it's painful, that's the other thing that's hard. I guess perhaps then I would add the helichrysum as well. Helichrysum is a nickname as stitches in a bottle, and again, it's a precious oil. Again, it's not in the starter kit, but save up your points, and then you'll be able to get it free in no time. But that would heal it super quickly. I think even just lavender, I might even be tempted, I know he's only 2, but to try it neat around it. And then what happens is it travels. And then it might get a bit deeper and help the pain a bit more than if it's got the coconut oil might actually then stop it healing because the air can't get to it. So you've got like this.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's difficult.
Have you
especially when it
tried them?
I haven't tried anything. I only noticed it today. That's really bad, isn't it?
No, not at all.
And obviously he was off to preschool, so I literally just popped a plaster on it and sent him off on his way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I have had to look at it this evening, and I'm like, oh, it does need something on it because it's quite big.
Yeah.
Damn his Crocs. I'll definitely try something. As soon as he gets up tomorrow morning, I'll put it on him.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes it is quite nice to sneak in while they're asleep, and you know, a bit of frankincense is not a bad thing. I mean, even if it doesn't heal that, it's going to go in his bloodstream and help his body and his immune system. But yeah, it's hard as to wear the Crocs again. It's gonna
not wearing those.
Gonna be helpful, is it, to heal him? I hope he gets better soon.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Okay, I can't see any more questions, which is totally fine because you're all talked out because I talk so much. But I'm just going to jump into the business. Feel free to stay or go. I don't mind, but I love business that I do. Love my job. And so I'm going to have to remember how to share my screen again now. Yes. Oh, that worked easily. So this is a picture compilation of some highlight reels from the work I do. Yes, there are days when it doesn't look so nice. Yes, there are moments when I'm like, but on the whole, it's the most exhilarating work I could have ever found in my life. And I shared at the beginning that little piece of paper that I found. I'd drawn a picture on it of a forest stream and a rope swing hanging. And then on the back, I'd written my list of non-toxic things I was trying to source. I was trying to find shampoo. I was trying to find all the things. And I was like, oh, I have it all in doTERRA. And then that swing just represents this amazing journey, this like amazing asset that me and my husband, we do doTERRA together. I'm a bit more of the up in front, like to be on the camera person, but he's amazing helping me with all the other side of it, the computer side of it that I'm not so good at. Yeah, anyway, so it's me getting my silver award. It's me meeting the CEO, David Sterling, and that's a couple of familiar faces that you should recognize some on this call of my amazing team, and we all just have a lot of fun traveling and doing the business together. So it's called a pipeline, building your pipeline. So I'm going to look at what is a pipeline, and also the 3 types of people that this kind of business attracts, really. So you can be one of them or you can be all of them. And what I find is most people start off at one and then move to the next and move to the next. So you could be someone that just likes living a wellness lifestyle and wants to use oils to be well and to help their family, and like you, Charlotte, you know, just to help your son heal better and things like that. And that is what 80% of the 12 million people do in doTERRA. So 80% of everyone in doTERRA are just living a wellness lifestyle, trying to do one tiny thing after one tiny thing to help their family have less toxins, less stress, and, you know, more freedom to enjoy life. Then the next one is sharing. And like, I don't know if you're like me, I'm a bit of a blabbermouth, so I do like to share anything I'm excited about with anybody. And so sharing oils is just so supernatural to me and to my friends. And, you know, they smell great and you can't help but talk about them. So you can even just as a casual sharer, you can make a little bit of money, you know, like my friend had just £12 on her account, and that just helps, just comes off the orders, helps you get the oils you want. Or you can do what I sort of jumped in with both feet and did, and I built a business. And now we're gold leaders, we're a solid silver team. And I'll show you what that means in money. And it's real money, and it's just really brilliant. So it just works differently. And this is a really great illustration. When we go to work, it's like we have to sort of like trade our time for money. In a network marketing or an authentic network marketing business, we're creating a pipeline. So at first, if you did decide to sort of have a go, you won't make any money. So you could even be working 8 hours a day and the money isn't the same as if you were working in McDonald's for 8 hours a day, because it doesn't happen in the same way. But as you do the foundational things of just sharing the oils, you know, bringing people to events, helping them get their oils, and then helping them use them, get results, and help them share oils, those are like the foundational things. You're slowly building this pipeline that then means that now, you know, whether I turned up to do this presentation or not, I would still get the same amount of money because I have a pipeline income. And they're just some differences that we just looked at. So why doTERRA? So you could, and I would argue you should, even if you don't want to use doTERRA, go and find a network marketing company to work with, because I just think it's the best business model on the planet, especially just for mums. But doTERRA are the most tested and most trusted essential oil company. They're the biggest oil company in the world now. It's completely debt-free, have no debt. They actually have over 11 million customers now, I think. They're used by doctors, they're used in hospitals. We have loads of doctors that do doTERRA as a business because they just see how it changes the lives of their patients. The growth rate is similar to Apple. So it's a $1 billion company in 7 years. They're pushing into their second billion now, which is amazing to be debt-free. And the retention rate is 65%. And that just goes to show that people buy the oils because they work, and they keep buying the oils because they work. And 85% of people on our teams just love the oils. And, you know, they buy them because they work, not because they're trying to do the business. They just genuinely couldn't live without these oils. They create partnerships with growers, like we saw in the Brazilian, the orange grove in Brazil. They make partnerships. There's no middleman there. doTERRA go to the heart. They work with the farmers, the artisanal farmers all over the world. And they're privately owned and debt-free. I already said that because I like that one. Okay, so how do you make money? Well, I won't say it's easy, and like I said, it doesn't come overnight, but it is simple, and it is just sharing however you like to share, and educating people on how to use oils to get results, helping your friends get results, and helping them get their kit, learn how to use the LRP program because it's the most generous program in the world, so they can enjoy getting all their free goodies, and then just support them, just be there to help them, and it will grow. It will grow, it will grow, it will grow, and it will be bigger than you can ever imagine. So how much money can you make? So I am a gold leader in doTERRA, so you can see that there, but I hit the rank of silver every month. So I get between those two is kind of like an average income, which I consider I'm quite proud of, because before this I was on minimum wage at a hospital and I've always been self-employed in sports massage. So I'm really excited to be hitting a silver check every month. And I'm also really excited to be progressing up and up and up and bigger, because I think money represents how many people we're helping in the world. And the more money that we have, the more good we can do with it. So I'm a real big believer in helping people reach their dreams and stretch really high. Okay, so this is just one of like the 5 or 6 ways you can get paid in doTERRA. But just to give you a really simple example, you decide to do the business and you help a friend get a kit. doTERRA pays you 20% of that kit, the commissionable volume. If you want to know pounds, ask the person that invited you here. They'll tell you if you need to know exact amounts. But it's commissionable volume. And then they go and they tell their mum, you've got to have a kit, you've got to have a kit. So they help their mum get a kit. Then you will get 10% and they will get 20%. And then their mum's sister wants one, so her mum gets one. And then so you're getting 5%, they're getting 10% and 20%. So you've only helped one person get a kit, but you've got paid 3 different times. And that's just one of the ways, 5 or 6 ways you get paid. I'm not going to go into all of it, but just know that it's pretty nice. Okay, and then this is just an example of how you could use social media if you didn't like, you know, phoning people or kind of like that kind of, in your face way. If you wanted to just see, so you could invite them to our spoil event and then see if they fancy having some goodies, they want to come and have some fun. And then at the end of the week, you learn how to help your friends get started, and you have a little bit of a beginning through social media, which and I definitely did that. This is actually, I actually copied this today. This was my very first ever spoil event, Sam, that we did 4 years ago. This was the actual text, and I just have such fond memories of it. It was so much fun. I think we only had about 60 people there, but it was amazing. So we'll see how many people want to join this one. So that's it. So, and suddenly just know it's time to start something new and trust the magic of new beginnings. And then just